The sprinkler controller project is dead. And I'm honestly bummed about that, but due to forces beyond my control, I can't move forward with building it the way I want to. But I still got some of this really cool tech here, this PLC, which I really want to do something cool with. I got the panel here, I got the parts. Let's brainstorm what we can do to make something out of this. All right, so let's look at our parts here and see what we got. We still have our PLC, which this thing is so cool because I was working on the code. I'm not the best coder. I may have used some AI assistance, which I have thoughts back and forth on it, but it's not great. It produced a lot of errors, but I know enough about the code to know what looks wrong, what's not working, and tell the AI to make it better. And I think in that sense, it's a cool tool. It's not replacing programmer jobs. It's helping them because you still need to know what you're looking for. I've still got 16 digital outputs, 16 digital inputs, 4 420 inputs, my controller with an SD card slot built in, and Ethernet. What can we make out of this? So I've been brainstorming. I can make some cool stuff maybe to automate parts of the shop or whatever future shop ends up becoming. We could do a garden system to control watering a garden. I still want to have whatever I do have a web page load simply on the SD card that I put in here, and it'll host it and it'll direct it out to the network on whatever network I put it on. That way, if I need to make a change to the page, I pull this out. There are ways you can actually hard code a page, I think, into an Arduino. It's crazy, but it works. But I don't want to do that. So we're not going to be using 240 volts probably for whatever we end up building. It's probably going to be 120. So I don't need a... Well, actually, no. If we still use this transformer, we can do 120 or 240. So that can stay. My breaker will probably change a little bit because I'm not bringing in 240 anymore. It's still a 120. I can still run 120 through it. That's not the end of the world because, yeah, 240 is just two lines of 120 with a neutral. These relays are still 24 volt AC. They're beefy. I don't think I need that much power in them because I'm not turning on a big pump like I was before. But we're going to hold on to them. Maybe there's some use. This is probably just going to be a brainstorming video, but we're going to go from here. So, what else can we make? I'm toying with the idea of like a weather station or some sort of weather monitoring system that turns on certain lights or something if wind speed picks up, maybe some sort of warning. You can get all that digitally now, but I've always loved the idea of monitoring weather around my house so we can log it and trend it on the SD card. Maybe, I don't know, it's part of a weather, maybe if I do irrigation for my raised herb garden, I still want to monitor weather for rain. I'll have a rain sensor coming out with my digital inputs. We can use the analog 420s for soil moisture sensors. We can use it for temperature and humidity. There are so many things you can do with a full PLC. What I do at work is mostly with water systems, which, again, this is kind of what we were looking at here, but I could have a pressure transducer on here to measure the pressure coming into my house. That would be easy enough to put on. I just need to find the right pressure transducer with enough range. So I think I have about 40 psi coming into the house, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. I have a gauge, I can double check that, but I probably would go with a standard 100 psi transducer. That will get everything. I don't need temps or I don't need like thousands of resolution of pressure. Just something to basically measure it coming in. And this is still an Arduino. The GPS sensor we had, that is still coming in on the Arduino side. There are other shields we can do because it's MKR shields. We can look into what we can add onto there. If I build a panel to be housed internally inside my garage or something, that opens up a bunch of weather protection stuff, which we didn't have before if it was outside. So I don't have to worry about as many things being exposed to elements. Bear with me, it's been a long day. Yeah, we're just spitballing here. Let's see if I can get in camera. Hello. What would you like to see it be? I don't know what I want it to be. Give me some ideas in the comments. What would you like to see? What would you want to see me build? I want to say the sky's the limit, but really my wallet is the limit. I don't have a huge budget, but if there's some cool part I can see, we can see how we can make it work. Yeah, so I'm sad the sprinkler controller concept is dead. It was going to be an amazing project. Maybe someday I'll be able to bring it back in some form. Maybe it'll be an above ground sprinklers where it's still different zones. It's just going to be a little different than it was. But we'll figure it out and let's see what we can make this become. Thank you.